Today, we're going to be listening to Forever by Jessie Reyez featuring Black. As usual, I will be providing you with a breakdown of the various elements of the track, as well as talking you through some of the things that I'm listening out for and picking up on, both as a promoter and as a curator. Video for this track only dropped a day ago as of the time of recording, but the track itself is actually from her album Jessie, which dropped back in September. Go check it out if you haven't already. If you want to get involved with the channel, go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Also, if you like new music and you like it daily, go ahead and check out my main channel, Pure Urban Music, link in the description below. Let's get it. Okay, right, so straight out of the gate, got an absolutely banging intro. So you got those acoustic guitars, which are really, really nice, especially when you kind of mix them in with that down tempo beat. On top of that, you've got those vocals, which are just being repeated. And then you've got that gorgeous key change that happens. And so what you end up with all of those kind of things thrown in and put together is a really simple but memorable and instantly likable melody.
I can do it from the half court.
Okay, and what you notice here is, so there's two things. So we get into Jessie's verse, right? Immediately you get the bass line comes in, right? And that bass line is following, not exactly, but very close to the kick drum. And then on top of that, you've got Jessie's vocals. So you listen to the rhythm, right, of her vocals, and she seems to be following more of the hi-hat, right, which is much more of a kind of consistent flow. And you know, my guess is if she wasn't doing it, there'd be too much emptiness within the track, because you know, look, instrumentally there's not a lot going on. It's a down tempo beat, as we've already established, and those acoustics, right, are quite spaced out. So if she wasn't filling those gaps with her vocals by following that hi-hat, we'd have a lot of empty space within the track and it just wouldn't sound right. I'll take it back and you can listen to those elements. Listen to how that bass drops and then the rhythm and the flow of Jessie's vocals. Here we go.
Passwords, that means you love me. I could give you what you asked for. Say you need a shooter, I could do it from the half court. I could change your life or paint the murals on your passport. The future kids all on the dashboard. Ooh.
Okay, right. Real nice use of kind of the vocals and taking it up there, right, just to give us something different, because you know, something about following quite a consistent rhythm like that is that if you don't switch things up vocally, it can get boring, because then it just becomes this same monotonous tone that just goes along. So the fact that, you know, again, and it just shows talent. She's a pro, right? She's taken it up to give us a change within the track so we don't end up getting this same monotonous, consistent flow that's just boring. I'll take it back and just listen to how she does that.
Half court, I could change your life or paint the murals on your passport. The future kids all on the dashboard. Ooh, I like every flaw I see. This is so new, but I hope I got what you need to.
Right, and talking of rhythm, you notice that this back end of her verse, right, she has spaced it out, right? It doesn't remain consistent. Once she goes up, right, she then spaces it out. But then you go, okay, well, what have they done to fill that gap? They reverb the vocals, right? So they kind of last out, right, towards the back end. But also there's been a couple of ad-libs that have come in to fill those big gaps that the instrumental has. I'll take it back just one or two so you can hear it.
This is so new.
Reverb.
But I hope I got what you need to.
You hear she's kind of just ad-libbing, right? Just kind of riffing, really, just to kind of fill that gap.
Hope I got what you need to. But sometimes somebody loves somebody, but that body don't love them back. And it's easy to say that you didn't know. You didn't know what you had, but you don't. You're educated, you know that they don't make them like me anymore. So you pull me in close and say stay.
I'll tell you what, man, that is absolutely gorgeous, man. We've spoken a lot about rhythm, right? And she has completely switched that rhythm up again. We get this and then on top of that, as we get into that kind of core part, we get these beautiful backing vocals that really helps bring to life what's going on there vocally, right? I'll take it back, just listen to it. Listen to the backing vocals come in and listen to how she switches it up, man. And it just it brings something different to the track. Listen.
But sometimes somebody loves somebody, but that body don't love them back. And it's easy to say that you didn't know. You didn't know what you had, but you don't. You're educated, you know that they don't make them like me anymore. So you pull me in close and say stay forever.
And you notice there, right, the track feels like it's slowing down. Right, again, even in reality, it's not slowing down. Actually, nothing's changing tempo-wise, but it feels like that. Why does it feel like that? Because they strip everything out.
Know that they don't make them like me anymore. So you pull me in close and say stay.
Hear that?
Forever.
I think you should put your bag down. You should never.
Baby, you should stay forever.
And listen to those backing vocals again. Not overused, very subtle, but just following up nicely on Jessie's vocals. I'll take it back just one or two so you can hear those.
I think you should put your bag down. You should never.
Baby, you should stay forever.
I think you should put your bag down. You should never.
Baby, you should stay forever.
Right, absolutely stunning run by Jessie there, right? Just kind of playing with the vocals a little bit, right? Giving us again something different to kind of listen out to while we're in this segment of the track before we transition over to Black's verse. Just listen to that.
Baby, you should stay forever.
Okay, why is the question? Why? Right, so you notice that on that one, right, she kind of lengthens it out. She lets it play out longer than the other ones, right? And why do we have this repetition of this sound, right? Why do we have it? One, it's memorable. It's something that you can sing along to because it's easy, right? And it fills a void right before transitioning into Black's verse. But also, they switch it up. They kind of lengthen some of those out so that it doesn't get too repetitive where it's annoying. Nice.
Passwords, passports, some had to treat you like a landlord. I want you to stay, say the moment, gotta put it on camcorder. She a
Right, again, beautiful, well executed. Like whoever produced this track, man, is absolutely on point. So Black comes in, he's got a bit more of a chilled out kind of vibe to his verse, which again is a good thing because it's something different. But what you notice is when Black hits his verse, they cut everything out, right? But also what we get is we get a couple more chops in the beat. Again, bringing something different to Black's verse that wasn't in Jessie's verse. I'll take it back. Listen.
passwords, passports. I'm here to treat you like a landlord. I want you to stay, say the moment, gotta put it on camcorder. She up.
You hear that chop? Boom, boom, right? Boom, cut, boom. Right, here we go. One more time.
Passwords, passports. I'm here to treat you like a landlord. I want you to stay, say the moment, gotta put it on camcorder. She an all-star, porn star, throw it up, catch it out the backboard. I'ma give you everything that you asked for, like you kicked down the door on some task force shit. Credit card numbers, 4-digit pin, social security.
Again, man, pros at work. You notice that Black's gone high here, right? And what that does is it gives you the sense that something's changed within the track, but instrumentally, when actually in reality nothing is changed within the track, right? But just simply by going high, it gives you that feeling or that sense that something has. Just listen.
Backboard, I'ma give you everything that you asked for, like you kicked down the door on some task force shit. Credit card numbers, 4-digit pin, social security. You could be having, you should be having, as long as you're here with me. They could never get between us, said we would never ever leave us. That was a sometimes somebody loves somebody, but that body don't love them back. And it's easy to say that you didn't know, you ain't know what you had, but you.
Okay, so we're reaching the climax of the track here. We get those kind of what sounds more like backup vocals as we reach the end of Black's verse. And now as we hit the kind of chorus part, we got both the artists coming in together. I'll take it back, listen to how that backing vocal happens, and then boom, we're into the chorus and both the artists are now singing together.
I said we would never ever leave us. That was a call. Now sometimes somebody loves somebody, but that body don't love them back. And it's easy to say that you didn't know, you ain't know what you had, but you don't. You're educated, you know that they don't make or maybe anyone. So you pull me close and say stay.
Listen to that, man. Listen to what they do with Black's vocal there to just make it more present than Jessie's, right? Which actually is quite surprising. But it really, really gives the back end of those vocals just something extra that just makes you feel that, just makes you feel it, bro. Listen.
Educated, you know that they don't make or maybe anyone. So you pull me close and say stay forever.
I think you should put your bag down. You should.
Yeah, baby, you should stay forever.
I think you should put your bag down. You should.
Baby, you should stay.
Listen to Jessie's ad-lib, man. What they did with Black's note was brilliant, but listen to that ad-lib. Listen to it.
Stay forever.
I think you should put your bag down. You should.
Baby, you should stay forever. Forever.
Right, really liked actually there how Black follows Jessie's vocals up like this, right? Just listen.
Stay forever.
Here it comes. Hear that? Right, now we're just gonna play it out. Hear those pianos? Okay, verdict time. So what are some of the things that I liked about the track? So straight out the gate, really liked the intro. I mentioned this in the video. I thought it was a solid intro, gave me a really good feel for what we were going to get from the track. And that's what an intro should be doing. Secondly, I like the fact that the instrumental in itself was quite simple and straightforward, right? It wasn't too overdone and it allowed plenty of room for the artist's vocals. Thirdly, I really liked what each artist brought to the table. I thought that it added a real good contrast to the track. But more importantly, the way that each artist played with the rhythms really stood out to me, especially Jessie, because I do kind of feel like it was predominantly led by her. And, you know, you can hear that both in the first verse and as she hits that first chorus, she plays a lot with the rhythm of those vocals and the flow and the delivery of that to kind of just keep things fresh and keep things changing. And then finally was Black's feature on the track. I think he complemented it really well. And I think, you know, him and Jessie have got a really good chemistry and a really good vibe when it comes to creating tracks. Standout moment for me was when he decided to kind of take his verse high and give that sense that something had changed within the track when in reality it hadn't. It just stayed the same. Okay, so that's it from me. Again, if you do want to get involved with the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.